So to be clear, I shouldn't call my mom or my dad first.
That is 100% accurate. Now, as a young person under 21 who's drinking, or even under 25, I'll consider them a young person, you may have a natural reaction to say, I want to call my mom or my dad. The reason why that response is incorrect is because if you do call your mom or dad or anyone aside from your lawyer, what happens is the right to counsel does not attach, and the police officers can continue to ask you questions, which means they can continue to interrogate you and gather information to support their case. By virtue of the fact that you say, I want my lawyer, or I want to call my lawyer, the police officer has to stop interrogating you. Now, once you say or call for your lawyer, the interrogation will stop. This is important because once you arrive at the precinct, and I'm sure you heard of this, you will be Mirandized. You have the right to remain silent. You have the right to an attorney. The officers will go through this pro forma with you because they're required to do so, and they will try to convince you to talk to them even though you have the right against self-incrimination. Calling your attorney is the wall or barrier that protects you and affords you the strongest ability to exercise your constitutional right against self-incrimination. Now, you're still concerned about reaching out to your parents or loved ones in this scenario. So after you contact your attorney, you can tell him or her, please reach out to so-and-so on my behalf and let them know what is going on. Your attorney should be more than happy to do so, and it should be not a problem to do so at all. So this is basically another example with regards to how we apply the law from the bear with regards to police interaction. This is a scenario that is common, I would believe, and this happens quite often. I've represented a lot of clients in this situation. This is the situation in which you're at the wrong place at the wrong time. The specific example that we'll discuss is, so the officer approaches Johnny, who is the driver of the car, and the 3 other occupants of the car, after observing any VTL violation, whether it's failure to signal, failure to stay in lane, took a stop sign, you name it. The officer approaches the window, and upon the window going down, he smells marijuana. Lo and behold, he takes out his flashlight. He now sees marijuana in the center console, and he says, whose marijuana is this, right? So we went from an objective reason to stop, then we have reasonable objective suspicion with regards to their marijuana smell. The investigation escalates. We now see marijuana in the central console. There's reasonable suspicion that criminal activity is afoot, and the officer, by virtue of his observation of the marijuana and the 3 or 4 individuals in the car, has probable cause to arrest everybody. What's going to happen in this scenario is the officers are going to say, well, whose marijuana is it? Johnny, is it yours? Is it yours, Mary, Sally, or Timmy? And everyone's going to either point the finger at somebody, or no one's going to accept responsibility. If no one accepts responsibility, then everyone will be arrested. Everyone will be brought to the police precinct for processing. They are going to be charged with unlawful possession of marijuana, or if it's another drug, criminal possession of a controlled substance. In this scenario, the natural reaction of a teenager or a young person is to call mom and dad. However, it is integral that the first phone call that's made is to your defense counsel. Because even if Johnny or Timmy or Mary or anyone says, hey, I want to speak to my mom or dad, that does not prevent the police officer from continuing to interrogate them and try to get information out of those individuals. However, by virtue of saying, I want a lawyer, or I'm calling my lawyer, you are invoking your constitutional right to representation, and you are exercising your Fifth Amendment right against self-incrimination. Again, this highlights the importance of hiring a criminal defense attorney who is skilled and competent in handling these situations. Your lawyer will take responsibility and call your parents on your behalf. He or she will be more than happy to do so. But again, the first phone call has to be made to your legal counsel. And from there, they will provide that information to mom and dad to let mom and dad know where you are, what happened, and what's going to take place moving forward.